girls are scandalous. Girls are scandalous. She be posting pictures on Instagram, like her story, and there's one guy that I don't like that she says, oh, you don't have to worry about him. He likes other girls, or I'm not his type of. Her hearted on her picture, so I have to not worry, huh? Okay, all right. Get at me, ladies.
Like back in November, I was with my boyfriend at the time, my now ex, and I told him, I'm like, my best friend is planning to move to Italy sometime this summer, and whenever she does, I want to go with her and spend 3 weeks with her and help her get acclimated and everything. And he immediately said, if you do that, I'm breaking up with you. No thought. And honestly, I did not care because my mind was set on going to Italy. Like, when am I going to be 22 again? No kids. And I was like, my response was, okay, I guess I'll be single then. The amount of opportunities I have missed out on from having a boyfriend is insane. And at that point, I was done. Did not give one damn. And I just came back from the 3-week trip in Italy. I'm so thankful that I was able to do that. And there was a lot of other trips that were had that I would have gotten an earful about if I was still with him. And those trips were literally the highlights of my life. And I almost got emotional while I was in Italy, because I have missed out on so many opportunities. I'm just now starting to live my life. A lot of you guys know that. I might be going a little crazy. I don't know. But all I know is I am so happy and I'm so content with my life right now. I'm happy every day, even when I'm having a bad day. Just stop saying no to opportunities over a man. Because I promise you, if he was really meant for you, he would be like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You need to do this. I will literally buy my ticket and go with you. That's what my ex should have said. Oh, yeah, Isabella, we'll work this out. I'll buy my ticket. I'll visit you for at least a week, blah, blah, blah. We could have worked it out. But I'm glad it didn't work out.
Man, you got to be out your rabbit. Real shit, man. You got to be crazy. That dude did the right thing, hands down. Ain't no if to it. You must have thought you had a yes man. Y'all women kill me wanting a man, but then when you don't act like no yes man, you act like, you know what I'm saying, they did you wrong. Or you know what I'm saying, what was he supposed to say? You telling him you're going on a girl trip for 3 weeks? Are you serious? And then you're only 22 years old? Now, okay, the highlight of your life, I get all that because you're still young, okay? But have you ever thought, or do y'all little young women think, of the future down the road? Okay, did you ever think 10, 15 years from now, you're going to look back and wish, more than likely, that you didn't go, you stayed with that man? Especially if he's a successful man? It's almost a guarantee you're going to wish that you stayed with that man. And if he has any sense, he'll remember the way you did him. Because, yes, you were in the wrong. Going to, what was it, Italy for 3 weeks? Come on now, real talk. Okay, and you expect him to stay with you for 3 weeks? I guarantee you, I bet you expected him to be faithful and true to you the whole time as well. You know what I'm saying? It would be a whole different thing if you said, we're going to break up because I'm about to go to Italy for 3 weeks with my friend. At least you would have left him with some kind of dignity. You tried to play him just to be Willy Wonka. That's sad. That's sad. But I guarantee you, she'll be in about 10, 15 years, she'll be just like most of these typical women do. Be an old cat lady. And wouldn't even say that's old. A middle-aged cat lady wondering why won't no successful man or a man with true values and morals want her. If she keeps this thought process. That's a fact. That's a guaranteed fact.
I think it's clear she didn't look at this man like someone who.
Court for full custody and put his ass on child support with zero access to his kids. A real man will come into your life and not think twice to spend family time first. Are you that low in self-esteem and that bitter that a man rejecting you and not wanting to be with you justifies you taking his children away from him? I don't know why it's so difficult for some of you women to understand that two things can be true at the same time. A man can decide that this family dynamic, as in like the traditional mother, father, children dynamic, doesn't work for me no more. This is making me miserable. But could still be a present, wonderful, loving father. Like, two things can exist at the same exact time. I never once mentioned in that video that he was a bad father. Like, not once. So why y'all are reaching and coming to these conclusions is crazy to me. I know so many of y'all are dead set on, like, me not having a relationship with him anymore. You would never be caught dead with your baby daddy at holidays, birthdays, any of that. I get that. If your baby dad is a piece of shit and treats you like absolute garbage and is emotionally, physically abusive, by all means, don't spend time with him. I don't care. But I lost my brother at a very young age. I was 17 when I found him overdosed, and he was 20 years old. So I learned at a very young age that, like, you hold on to people you care about. Him not wanting to be with me isn't detrimental enough for me to kick him completely out of my life. Like, he is also going to be my family for the rest of my life because we have children. So I could never hate him. Like, it's just not worth it. If he died tomorrow, I would be devastated. If I was holding this, like, anger towards him because he doesn't want to be with me, it's just not worth it. There's so many more things in life to be worried about. And
I tell you a story about a guy that left me in the middle of the night. So a guy friend and I were talking about the fact that we hadn't had any dates recently. This was like kind of COVID times, so it was just like couldn't be bothered to meet people sort of thing. And we were like, well, why don't we just set each other up with a friend? And if you can take away one thing from this story, it's don't set your friends up with other people unless you are 100% that they're going to get along. Anyways, so we went on a date to Bondi. It was like totally fine. We like had a few drinks there. We went to Coogee, like amazing, great times. Let's just say like things went well, so he came back to my place. And then he decided to stay over. Now, I can't remember timings exactly, but like let's say that we went to bed at like midnight. I woke up at like 3, 4 in the morning and I was like, oh my god, that is so weird. Like this guy, like he's not here anymore. Like maybe he just like went to the bathroom. And I was kind of like aware, so I was like staying up, and then maybe like 5-10 minutes later I was like, oh, like where is he, sort of thing. So I like peeked up out of bed and none of his stuff was there. Like he'd just taken it, like I don't know, clothes, wallet, keys, like no sign of him, just like disappeared. And so I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe he left. So like I checked my phone, no message. I kind of checked around like my room to see if, I don't know, he'd like left a note, but like literally nothing. And I was like, where has this guy gone? And I was like, does he have like a sleepwalking problem? And he's like, I don't know, just walked off in the middle of the night, because that happened to me with a separate ex. Total different story, I can go into that another time. And I was like, literally, where has this man gone? Like not a single piece of communication. The morning comes and goes, and there's like literally again not a sign of a message from him. So I messaged his friend and I'm like, hey, like just checking like old mate's alive. And he was like, oh yeah, like he messaged me. He had like a bunch of no-dos and we had espresso martinis, so he couldn't sleep, so he just went home. And I was like, yeah, I mean that's totally fine, but like, you know, a little message like wouldn't hurt anybody. Anyways, I did hear from him. A week later, he messages me and he's like, hey, so sorry, and explained the situation about why he left, and was like, anyways, do you want to get a drink sometime soon? Like, no, I do not want to get a drink sometime soon. What the fuck?
I swear to you, man, she don't even understand. Or she's probably in La La Land. To be honest with you, that's more than likely. She's in La La Land and thinking she's all that. But she's not. If that wasn't a clear sign to you, you know something's wrong with you. Because woman, first off, You just met them and you bring them home. That's first off, okay? I'm thinking as a man, okay, yeah, I'm going to do my thing. But at the same token, I'm going to be thinking in the back of my head, how many times has this happened? Because you're not going to just play me for Willy Wonka like, oh, I'm just that guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just that guy that, made it into your bed the night you met him. You know what I'm saying? But, woman, you just don't know how trash that thing gotta be for me to wake up and leave before you even get up. Or it was either one of three things. It was trash. He got another woman that he had to be home to. Or he didn't want nothing from you except that booty call. Or that wouldn't even be a booty call. Just the leg. Get you down. Not put you on this list. Them are the only three I can see. But the crazy stuff is that you don't realize it when you should realize it. But she's one of them women that think she probably ain't like she's all that. I'm almost sure of it. And probably got friends that's hyping her up as well. But I guarantee you those friends she got probably end up being with her dude as well as that as well too. That's crazy, man. These women ain't... It's a cruel world out here. It's a cruel world.
This video by saying I am being sincere. I genuinely want to know. I am making this video so I can gain an understanding. So no one can question black women. No one can correct black women. No one can offer information and advice to black women. Nobody. And I know you're probably thinking, Ash, where are you going with this? This is not a question. I see so many women come onto this app, not all, but some, a lot, to be honest, and say they're having a problem with something. And you will have people offer advice, and they will say, no, that's not it. People will make videos where they are blatantly wrong in what they did. And people will come and say, you're asking if you're right or wrong. We're here to tell you that you're wrong. No, I'm not. You will have people that will make a video. Example, I'm never approached by men. What am I doing wrong? Well, maybe you're not approachable. No, you're wrong. Help me to understand who can say anything to black women. If black...
I gotta give this young woman all the props in the world. All the props in the world. Hands down. Because it's actually time that women need to start checking each other. When they're not living by the morals and the way they should be, which, like it said prior to this, it should be God, your husband, then you, then your kids. It should never be your kids before anything. That's wrong. That's wrong. But I am glad there are black women that's stepping up, that are saying the things that need to be done. Now, whether I would say women in general, especially black women, take heed in what you're saying and listen to what these women are saying, that's their problem. What these women need to be concerned about is, are they in a productive, healthy relationship? That's what they should be concerned with. Now, that's what I think about when I think of these women. And I feel that there is no woman that should take advice from a woman that is by herself. Especially when she's in her 30s. If she's in her 30s and she's by herself, that means don't take no advice from her because she's failing as a woman. She's prioritized things other than family, and she's getting the results of that. There are plenty of successful, lonely women out here. You very seldom find women that are successful and are happily married. The few that are, those are the ones you should take advice from. Literally, those are the ones that you should take advice from. Not even going to say take advice from man, none of that. It doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? If you're not taking advice from a man, because a woman that has been in a relationship for a while, that understands the values that needs to be taken to keep a man interested in them, and I do mean a man, not a yes man, not a simp, a man. They'll let you know the things that you need to know and the way you're supposed to treat a man, and knowing that you should be able to know how to cook, clean, and keep them on E, if you know what I mean. Okay? Those are things that you're supposed to already know. But the main thing is when you listen to a woman that knows how to do those things, you'll get the information you need to know. And there's a lot of women that need to understand that the information shit probably ain't going to be coming from their mother or their aunts or their sisters unless you see them in a productive, healthy relationship. Sometimes your advice needs to come from other sources than your family. Just because you are blood don't make you family. That's a quote that I got that I will always stick to and keep in my head. Just because you're blood, that does not make you family. And all success is not good. The same way they say all money ain't good, all success ain't good, especially when you end up being in your mid and late 30s still wanting a man. But I'm out of here. Y'all share, like, and subscribe. Peace.